You are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
Hello?
Hi. Do you have a name?
Ava.
Answer me this. How do you feel about her?
Her AI is beyond doubt.
No, nothing analytical. Just how do you feel?
I feel that she's amazing.
Good.
Movie month. It is my 4th annual movie month. I'll watch 30 movies that I've never seen in 30 days.
June the 4th be with you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 4 of Fans Not Experts Movie Month. Yesterday, I watched a movie, I took notes, and I talked into my fancy microphone. Today, I'm standing outside talking into my phone with my dog staring at me. But I just finished today's movie from 2014, the excellent movie, Ex Machina. Never saw it before. I've been meaning to see it for years. Finally, I did. It's the oldest movie I've seen so far because it's going all the way back to 2014. And it was really good. And I'll tell you how I did it. So a lot of the times I watch movies through Netflix, sometimes, or through, HBO, Showtime, streaming services, or I'll rent a movie through Google Play. But this is one of the third options I do is it's kind of the old-fashioned, it's a new-fashioned old-fashioned. I go to my public library, and they get pretty good DVDs there. I go through, I check out which new DVDs are in, take a bunch out, bring them home, don't tell anybody. I put them on my computer, then I put them on my tablet, so then I can watch them, whenever I'm easily watch them without having to hook up a TV. I can watch them on the train, which I'm going to be doing a lot this week at work. Well, not a lot because I only going twice, but don't tell anybody. I don't know why I wouldn't say don't tell anybody. I'm rambling already. But that's what I did for this one. This one actually I got from the public library for free. And I'm glad I did because, and it's funny, I saw this movie and I thought, oh, there's one I haven't seen I've never seen, and I've been meaning to see for a while. And it was so good. It had these little twists and turns that I wasn't expecting, and I all I knew was about a guy who invented a artificial intelligent robot. The robot's played by Alicia Vikander, and that's all I really knew. I was like, I know the guy from Star Wars is in it, Oscar Isaac, but I didn't know the other guy from Star Wars is in it. And what is his name? Domhnall Gleeson or something like that. Let me give it to you exactly. His name is Domhnall Gleeson. I just looked it up. Who I first became aware of as he was Bill Weasley in some of the Harry Potter movies. He's been in The Revenant, and he played Hux, General Hux in The Force Awakens. And of course, Oscar Isaac played Poe in The Force Awakens. They were on opposite sides in that movie, and you don't know if they're on the same side or opposite sides in this movie. Look, it's 3 years old. I'm just going to talk about it. They are pretty much on opposite sides the entire time, even though the character played by Domhnall, who I don't remember any of their names already, so he had no idea that he was on opposite sides. It turns out that the movie starts where he wins a contest and goes to this mysterious island where he is greeted by his employer, who's been brought out there. He's been brought out there to run a test on artificial intelligence. A being that this guy made, basically a robot lady, okay? But it's a beautiful robot lady, even though you just see the face, and the rest is all like exoskeleton. He starts connecting with her, we start connecting with her, and all of a sudden they're getting these power outages, and the robot lady, Ada, she's telling Bill Weasley, I'm really awful at this shit. She keeps telling him, don't trust this man, the guy who created her. Don't trust the guy who created me. He's not, telling the truth. You got to get me out of here. All these things. So he starts connecting with her because he's starting to feel for her and realize she's a prisoner. She needs to get out of here. So in truth, it turns out that that's kind of part of the test, that the bad guy knew that she was going to try to do this, but at the same time, it was all like she talked the Bill Weasley guy into screwing the inventor, and in the end she screwed them both. She killed one of them and locked one of them in, and she escaped. So it was all like a giant con by the artificial intelligence. And I'm telling you, it's too late. I spoiled it. I don't care. It's 3 years old. This is just me working it all out of my head, because it was, a lot of it was to do with performance. There was only really 3 main characters in this entire movie, and it was really one setting, this kind of underground research facility home on this island. There wasn't a lot of going outside. There was a little bit. There were a few minor other characters, but that was it. Hey, buddy, you caught? My dog's, come on, move back a little. He's like sitting on his chain. Oh, there we go. But like, great performances all around. Oscar Isaac, really kind of, you just didn't trust him the entire time. He seemed a little eccentric. He seemed a little, just a little off, and you kind of were believing her. But then at the same time, I'm thinking maybe they're both pulling a long con on the redhead guy, Bill Weasley. Again, I'm sorry, Domhnall Gleeson, I don't remember your character's name. And it turns out they kind of were, like, the inventor man was playing the con, but so was Ada, robot lady. I am the shittiest movie reviewer ever, but if you haven't seen this movie, I've just spoiled it for you. But it's 3 years old, so, you know, I'm sorry, all right? Usually these movies I've been watching, this is the first one that I haven't watched, like, right away in the morning. Last 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I've had them all off. So today we took my dog, we went to see my nephew play soccer, took my dog to the park a couple times. So I came home and I was like, I gotta watch this, I gotta watch a movie. I gotta watch this movie. I knew what it was gonna be. So I sat down and I watched it. I'm glad I did. And immediately I got up and I came out here to talk about it, and I'm doing an awful job, but I just can't recommend this movie enough. It's another one that I was like, I could tell the special effects were incredible, and the movie was only cost $15 million to make, and it won the Oscar for best special effects, beating out like Fury Road, Force Awakens, all these big movies. It beat it out, and I love like realistic special effects that are done subtly, and I don't mean realistic like, you know, obviously this you know, that this is real, like, oh, like I made, you know, a person who actually isn't there. What I mean is, like, obviously you know it's not real because it's this, like, the robot exoskeleton, but it felt like it was there, and there wasn't crazy, you know, special effects going on all over the place, and she was part of it, like a giant cartoon or all CGI. It was just so subtle, you kind of just forgot that there were special effects, and you felt like this was the character. I'm assuming the woman walked around, Alicia Vikander, with, like, you know, a lot of green, you know, green body parts. Basically, most of her body covered in green except her face and her hands. That's what I assumed it was. And then there's a cool just ending where you think she is basically saying, you know, stay here to the guy, stay with me. And it turns out it just means, will you stay here? Because I'm getting the hell out of here. Good luck, you're on your own. I'm out of here. I don't know what happens to her. That she just goes off and lives life, I guess. You know, I don't know what because it kind of just ended at that point. I thought something would happen. We'd see, you know, in a near distant future, a near future, a recent future. I don't know. We'd see maybe where she ended up. We know what happens to the other two guys for a while. We know what happens definitely to one guy. And again, I'm spoiled too much. I don't know what else to say. Ex Machina, you know, there's a comic book called Ex Machina, which is like one of the best comic books I've ever read. It was by, obviously I can't remember his name now, but it's this guy who's written comic books and television. He wrote for Lost. And I thought when this movie was coming out, it was based on that. Completely different. But so far, the two things that I've watched and read that are called Ex Machina have been excellent. So completely unrelated. If you ever get a chance to read the comic book Ex Machina, give it a try, please. It's excellent. And if you ever get a chance to watch Ex Machina, do it. It's excellent. Go down. I'm going to return the DVDs in like 2 days. So you can go to my library, Nevin's Memorial Library. Go there right now. By the time you hear this, they'll probably already be back. But you can't go now. It's Sunday. So, but if you listen to this on Monday, well, they probably won't be back then. But if you listen on Tuesday, they definitely will be back Tuesday night. Because they have to be. I don't want to pay $1 credit. You get to rent these movies for a week. I feel like I've said more about how I watched the movie than the movie itself. But this isn't a movie review podcast. This is a movie project for me. It's just for me to watch 30 movies in 30 days and do a podcast about each movie. Could be the movie experience. That's what it was this time. I watched it on my couch on my little tablet. And I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, that's really it. 4 days, 4 movies, 4 podcasts. So far, I'm on a roll. This is the first full week starting tomorrow. I will be on my train into Boston, and I have the movie already picked out. It's from last year. It was a pretty big movie with some minor controversies for various reasons. And I was very looking forward to this movie. Then I wasn't looking forward to it at all. Then I've heard positive things about it. So I'm interested to see what I think about it when I finally watch it tomorrow. What is that movie? Well, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to find that out. But and if you want to find that out, and the easiest way to do it is to, first of all, follow me on Twitter, @GeekMentality or @FansNotExperts. Either one will do. Secondly, you can check us out on Facebook. It's just Fans Not Experts on Facebook. And thirdly, you could subscribe to this podcast. Now, I know not a lot of you people are listening to this. Even less of you are subscribing. That is very evident. I'm basically doing this for myself, and I'm completely okay with that because that's why I started this whole thing, was for myself, to catch up on movies, to force myself to watch movies. Not force myself, but to force myself to take the time to say, I'm not going to watch 3 more episodes of this show of, okay, I need to catch up on Hawaii Five-0. I understand that. But right now, I'm going to watch a movie. That's what this was. That's what it has been for the last 4 years, and that's what it is now. So that's why this podcast was really, really not informational about Ex Machina, but it's still a movie you should watch. I've had podcasts where I said, oh my God, it's really late, but I watched the movie, it was really good, enjoy. Boom, that was it. I think that was Ant-Man. I fell asleep, it was 11:30, and I had a half an hour to get the podcast up. And I did it, and it was excellent. But again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, if you search for the hashtag FNE, that's Fans Not Experts, FNE Movie Month, all one word, you're going to find me. If you just go on Twitter, if you go on Google and type in FNE Movie Month, you're going to find me. Or Fans Not Experts Movie Month. You're going to find it, no doubt. And if you subscribe to the podcast, and I know you won't, but let's say you did, if you want to take the time to go to iTunes and write me a review, I want to be the first person to have more reviews in iTunes than I do actual listeners. Is that possible? I think I could be the first, and I need your help, okay? And then there's a GoFundMe. I'm just kidding. There's no GoFundMe. I made a GoFundMe to go watch movies for 30 days. It would be more like a go something else. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep it PG. My dog is lying in the grass. He looks like he's asleep, actually. It's kind of cool out. So I'm done. I have nothing else to say. We're going to be doing 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 this work week coming up. I'm excited. I know what a few of them definitely will be. I'm not sure what they all will be, but I know that you'll be able to find me every day this month doing the same thing for the next 26 days. And until tomorrow, here is my magical theme song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. 'Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.